We all intuitively know that sitting in a slouched posture for an extended period of time isn't the most comfortable, nor is it the most attractive. So is the real answer then to just sit up straight in a perfect posture and that'll solve all your sitting posture issues? At one point in my life, I thought that too, until that one night. Time to get to work, sitting in my perfect posture. Don't you move. This is the evidence-based police. Is that an assault rifle? S-A-L-T. Not trying to get demonetized here. What do you want? Well, you said there was a perfect sitting posture. So we're gonna put that to the test. You're gonna sit in this posture, and we're gonna see how it feels. I'll go and sit. Jeez. Several hours later. My back is so tight, man. Can I just, please move just a little bit? What's the matter? I thought you said there was a perfect sitting posture. Don't even think about it. I told you sitting posture isn't related to pain. I can't believe I've been assaulted. As you can imagine, holding any posture for a long enough period of time can become uncomfortable. So your sitting posture isn't necessarily the one thing that is destroying you when you sit. But what is? You see, the issue between sitting time, posture, and pain, research-wise, is mixed. Now, there might be a relationship between sitting muscular endurance and pain, but how can you prep for that aside from, well, sitting for long periods of time? It might not be that sitting posture, any one position, is the culprit for some of the discomfort that we have with prolonged sitting. But what is? The problem, the thing that is destroying your sitting posture, is your definition. We have to change the definition of sitting posture. I thought the definition found in this article was quite fitting. Healthy sitting posture, therefore, is best thought of as an active, not a static posture. And in this video, I'm going to show you how to make sitting an active process so it becomes more comfortable. You can do it for longer periods of time without the negative effects. Did you know, according to this study right here, adolescents who sat for only 30 minutes who did not have back pain had increased discomfort? And that was magnified for subjects who had lower back pain. And according to this study right here, lower back stiffness increased by 16% after sitting for 4.5 hours. The bulk of that sitting posture was self-selected to be in kyphosis, or slouched. And the reason why I'm bringing this up, folks, is because we are meant to be mobile creatures. And if you sit for a long enough period of time, you're going to be uncomfortable. And so the easy solution to deal with the negative effects of sitting is to get up and move, go for walks. But what if you can't do that? What if your job requires you to sit for long periods of time without taking breaks? Then you have to make the most of the situation at hand. That could be as simple as changing your sitting posture frequently, not staying in any one position for a long enough period of time, fidgeting, making sure you're moving around and being active as you sit. Actually using the chair, not sitting perched, can reduce the amount of muscular activity that you have to perform while you're sitting, which can reduce stiffness. And even taking short mini movement breaks can be helpful. Two of my favorite movements are this seated upper back expansion move, where you got your elbows bent, you're moving your arms outward against a band, and you're taking a silent inhale through the nose and a nice exhale and moving your upper back away from the band. On the subsequent inhale, this movement will create a nice expansion and relaxation effect in the upper back. Another movement that I like is the seated overhead reach, where you're reaching your arm towards the ceiling on the exhale without creating a side bend. That helps expand or loosen up the sides of the rib cage, which will allow you to move more easily throughout your torso. For this next fix, we have to think about what it actually takes to sit. Sitting requires a fair amount of muscular activity because if you try to stay still for any period of time, you have to increase muscular stiffness so you do not move. Our bodies, when we're standing, have a normal amount of sway. When you're sitting, you have to minimize that sway. And to minimize that sway, we have to produce more tension. But if we produce more tension, we have less available motion within our bodies. It's no different than if I'm moving my wrist all comfortably and relaxed like this, and then I make a tight fist and I try and move. It's a lot stiffer, it's more noisy, and it's not as comfortable. That process happens when you're sitting. So if we have to produce a lot of stiffness to sit, then we should choose exercises when we can take breaks that teach us to not produce stiffness or tension. Simple rolling exercises where you're moving with very little tension and effort and quiet nasal breathing can fulfill this need. The keys are to make sure that you're lying on your side, you're quietly nasal breathing, and you're moving as ridiculously slow as possible. If you're doing it right, it shouldn't feel like anything's happening. And the last fix actually has to deal with looking at screens themselves, which is another problem when we sit for long periods of time, because most of the time that we're sitting is in front of screens. According to this study right here, there is some links between increased focus time and neck discomfort and tension. And so when we're looking at a computer for an extended period of time, our eyes have to point together or converge. This convergence allows us to focus, but it comes at a cost, and the cost is increased tension, especially if we have to do this for prolonged periods of time. So then for this solution, you don't even have to get up from your desk. All you have to do is follow the 20-20-20 rule. And this rule, which was designed by optometrists, involves every 20 minutes looking 20 feet out for 20 seconds. And that's because it takes about 20 seconds for our eyes to lose that focus. This allows the eyes to relax. That can reduce tension and stiffness in the shoulders. If you try some of these postural strategies and maybe you still notice you're dealing with some neck or trap tension, then I would check out this video right here, which goes into some of my favorite movements to help relieve that.